Congratulations on the beginning of your Southwest Airlines career and on the conclusion of your training. SWAP is here to serve you through your career from your probationary year all the way to your retirement. This video and the others in the series are designed to help you make the most of your career and to realize all of the rights and privileges that your collective bargaining agreement, your CBA, makes available to you. One of the most important things SWAPA can do for you is to empower you with the knowledge that you need. These videos are designed to help you quickly build knowledge and to go from Probie to Pro. Even if you have previous airline experience, please take the time to view this and the rest of the presentations in this series. This volume takes care of some one-time considerations that are worth reviewing, but the volumes that follow cover some more important information that you will use every single day here at Southwest. So please do complete all the presentations in the series when you receive them. Remember, SWAP is here to help you every step of the way.
Always refer to the complete language available on the SWAPA website for more comprehensive information. Your SWAPA representatives, committee members, and staff are available to answer any questions that may arise as you learn the ins and outs of your new role here at Southwest Airlines. In order to help you, SWAPA has to be able to stay in touch with you. Please ensure that you have a valid email address on file with the union. However, do not use your southwest@winco.com email address. You can easily add your personal email address and contact information on the SWAPA webpage under the My Stuff tab by selecting the Your Profile button. While you are there, also sign up to receive text alerts from SWAPA by choosing Text Caster from the My Stuff tab.
Let's do a little housekeeping together. To make the most of this video, we recommend logging into Crew Web Access, also known as CWA, in the SWAPA website on another device or in another tab. That way you can follow along. If you aren't able to use multiple tabs or devices right now, don't worry. We will provide a link to download the entire presentation at the conclusion of the video. Please pause here, log on to CWA and the SWAPA website in another tab, and then come back to this presentation when you're ready to continue.
The first thing we are going to do is double check your vacancy bid. It may not have been front of mind during training, but it is important now to make sure that you have your vacancy bid in the order you want. Since Southwest runs vacancy bids almost every month, it's especially critical when you are junior to carefully consider your vacancy bid choices. If you are not already assigned to the domicile that you want to be in, this is a good time to make sure you have the best choices selected. Take a look at CWA, Bid Input, Vacancy. If you find yourself commuting to a base other than the one you prefer, remember that Southwest Airlines flight schedules change often. When considering your commute and your vacancy choices after your preferred domicile, check Southwest and other airline flight schedules before making your vacancy bid selections. Some factors to consider: are there still as many flights each day from your home to that domicile as you thought? What time of day do the first flights operate? What time does the last one leave to go back home? Remember, the closest base geographically may not always present the easiest commute. You may notice the column marked Contingency. If you want to go to PhD level vacancy bidding and learn about contingency bidding, we will provide a link at the end of this presentation. If you are commuting anyway, give consideration to one of our domiciles that offers another airport in the same city. For instance, a Dallas domicile offers the ability to use DFW. Midway offers the ability to use O'Hare. Oakland has San Francisco. Having alternate airports available can be very helpful in easing the stress of commuting, as well as enhance your quality of life. If the commute time will be similar between several bases, have you checked your relative seniority among those bases? Does one base give you an opportunity to hold a line versus being on reserve in another? Take a look at your relative seniority and consider that in your choice. Here we will show you how. Relative seniority can be viewed on the SWAPA website under the My Stuff menu. Choose Seniority Sneak Peek to take a look before each bid closes. Just enter 0 retirements to see your current actual relative percentage in each domicile. Speaking of vacancies, did you know that SWAPA publishes a vacancy forecast prior to each bid's closing date? To find it, just choose the Committees tab on the main menu of the SWAPA website. Then select the Schedule Research Committee. Click there and scroll down to see the vacancy projection for each domicile and seat. These projections are usually produced no later than 48 hours prior to the close of the relevant vacancy bid. The close dates for the vacancy bids can be found on the revised vacancy announcements sent to your company email account, or can also be found in CWA on the vacancy bid input screen at CWA Bid Input Vacancy. This projection will give you a general idea of which domiciles you might be able to hold in each vacancy bid. For example, if you want to be in Dallas on the December bid shown, you may be able to hold it if you are senior to number 9120.
Now let's talk about the commuter issues. If you're lucky enough to be assigned to the base that you want and don't have to commute, congratulations. Don't stop the video though, as you may find yourself commuting in the future, even if just to pick up a lucrative trip in another domicile. While commuting on Southwest is preferable, remember that commuting on another airline can give you more options. First, whether you live in domicile or not, make sure that you have your commuter cities recorded in CWA. You can have up to 5 of them. Even if you don't normally commute, this step will cover you in the event that personal circumstances cause a commute at some point in the future. This also opens the door to certain contractual provisions associated with waiving a deadhead at the beginning or end of your trip. You never know when an offline commute home might buy you a few more hours with your family versus your scheduled deadhead.
To record your commuter city, and remember you want to do this even if you do not commute, go to CWA, select Displays, and then Modify Commute Station in CWA. Enter your employee number when prompted and pick the city or cities, up to 5, that you think you might normally commute to or from. If you don't normally plan to commute, just pick the closest airport to your home.
Speaking of commuting, let's talk about what's commonly known as a commuter clause. This is the language in our contract that protects you from discipline in the event that you're unable to get to work due to difficulties commuting, whether they be related to weather, flight cancellations, or even a lack of available seats. In order to take advantage of those protections, though, there are a few requirements.
Remember, if you are commuting on Southwest, you only need to give yourself one flight, provided it is scheduled to land at least 1 hour prior to your report time. If you are commuting offline or on another airline, you are required to have at least 2 flights, although the 1 hour buffer is not required.
If you're planning to commute into another airport, such as O'Hare when trying to get to Midway or DFW trying to get to Love Field, for example, make sure to give yourself time for ground transportation. If you fail to make report time, the commuter clause will protect you from any disciplinary action so long as your commute plan complied with the requirements in the last few slides. But again, be certain you have allowed a reasonable, justifiable amount of time for ground transportation from the alternate airport to your domicile. If you wouldn't feel comfortable justifying your commute plan to your chief pilot, come up with a different plan.
Make sure to notify crew scheduling immediately if you start encountering difficulties with your commute. Be prepared to give them the flight numbers of flights that you got bumped off of and which flight you are using to still try to make it to your domicile. In some cases, crew scheduling will coordinate with you to catch up to the trip down line in a city other than your domicile. But remember, you will not be paid for any legs missed. Also, keep in mind that a missed report time can result in involuntary reroutes and additional involuntary assignments for your fellow pilots. Again, remember that you will lose pay for any legs of flying that you miss. Scheduling will usually work with you to get you back on your trip. Here are some handy websites and apps to help you find schedules on other airlines. The Flightboard app for iPhone or iPad will show you the gates and times for flights on any airline between 2 cities. It will show cargo flights as well. PassRider.com can also be used to find out which airlines might operate between 2 cities. The Resources tab on your SWAPA iPad app also features a Southwest Airlines routing finder. It can help you find Southwest flights to travel between any 2 cities in the Southwest route system. If you are considering using the jump seat on any of the dozens of airlines and cargo operators that Southwest shares reciprocal jump seat benefits with, make sure to visit swapa.org's jump seat page for specific instructions for each airline. This will provide you with airline-specific information, including how to list. You may find it more convenient to use the SWAPA app. To find the jump seat list on the app, just click the Resources tab on the bottom of the screen, then scroll down until you find the jump seat list. Always remember to request the permission of the captain, even if the gate agent has already issued you a seat in the cabin.
We hope you've enjoyed the presentation. More SWAPA videos like this will be sent to you to help you navigate your probationary year. In the next video, we'll cover tips and tricks on reserve, and you do not want to miss that one. Always feel free to reach out to any of the SWAPA representatives, committee members, or staff with questions you might have. We're here to support you, we're here to defend you, and we're here to protect you. Welcome to the SWAPA family.